11. From Hartenbos to Forever. Dad, my earliest memories are of clambering on your lap when we were visiting with friends. I would have my ear on your chest and my arms around your neck. Your heartbeat and resonant voice soothed me, a gentle drumbeat lulling me to sleep. Later, you'd carry me in your arms, tuck me in, and afterwards tease. Yoli, a bomb could explode beside you, and you'd sleep right through it. You the soundest sleeper I've ever met, my child. Dad, I recall your patient frustration when I'd lay the table at lunchtime, book in hand. Lost in the pages, I'd fumble with placemats, utensils, and you'd firmly intervene. Yoli, put down your book. You can read after we've eaten. First help Mom with the table. Your bare hugs remain etched in my memory, strong, powerful, and full of love. Your stubbly cheek would scratch mine, and your calloused hands would roughly caress my arm. The way your face would light up when you saw me stopping at your house and you knew I was coming to visit. The love in your eyes. Often it was too much for me, and I had to look away. It was the way you looked at me, always like you saw me, like I mattered. Your warm invitations. What'll it be, my child? Coffee? The cheeky jokes, playful bum slaps, which drove me crazy as a teen. Your infectious laughter, your quick wit, your brief flashes of impatience, like a volcano erupting, but soon subsiding, leaving your lovely self shining through. The times we spent in Kruger National Park, every June school holiday, camping for 3 weeks, teaching me by example how to honor and respect Mother Nature. Your love for all living creatures, especially birds, and most definitely the beloved fish eagle. Each time, to this day, when the fish eagle calls, I know it's you. Your willingness to help me was always immediate and unconditional. Your legacy of kindness continues to shape me. On Christmas Day 2006, I sat by your hospital bedside, just days before your passing. Though words eluded me, my heart overflowed with unspoken emotions. At 40, I was trapped in a self-made prison, and you knew it. For years, you witnessed my struggles, my unfulfilled life, yet never judged. Your eyes spoke volumes, if I dared look long enough. Dad, I'm grateful for the story Mom shared after you passed. In December 1965, the adoption agency called you at work, offering a baby. Without any hesitation, you said, "Oh no, we can't take a baby now. We're on our way to Hartenbos for our summer vacation." Then, your beachside confession to Mom a few days later, casually mentioning the call while basking in the sun, as if it was of no great significance, adopting a baby after 8 years of marriage. Oh, Dad, you made us laugh. Only you could do something like this and get away with it. With a gentle smile, Mom concluded, and then, 3 months later, we got you. Thank you, Dad. Your delayed yes became my greatest gift. Saying no to that baby led me to you, and in your hesitation, I found my home. If not, where would I have been? Who would I have become? I cannot even bear the thought.